Boris's going to be speaking at 7 o'clock tonight, so if you're tuning in to Boris, that's fine. I'll catch up with what he's got to say later. Hope it's for the good. So yeah, we're lucky with the weather again. Last few days I did think we were going to get a shower earlier. So I've lit the Kadai tonight. We've been using it most evenings really just to keep warm, but while you've got your fire pit going, it's very easy just to cook something on it. And so I thought we'd do just a cheese fondue. It's a great way of using up all the little bits of cheese that you might find in the back of your cupboard or your fridge. So it's celebrating the British cheese weekend this weekend, and supporting your local cheese producers. So I've actually got some Quicks cheese, which is made locally to me in Exeter, using milk from the cows that they farm, and they also do goat's cheese as well. I've also got some of my own smoked cheese going in, and some supermarket cheddar, but use whatever cheese you've got. The best cheese to use is Gruyere, because that's nice and stringy, and Camembert is good. Brie, Stilton even would go nicely, add a nice flavour. You can add bacon in it. Yeah, it's just an indulgent little treat when you're sitting around the fire. It's a little bit smoky, it's pretty windy, and I did empty the last bit of a bag of charcoal, so there was a lot of dust at the bottom, so it's just a little bit smoky. But anybody joining us tonight?
Got Gary Parker says hi Sue.
Hi Gary.
And Alison Stevenson says hi Sue, tuning in from Greece again.
Oh way, international.
Yeah, we've had lots of love hearts come through, so it's entirely possible Harry's popped in as well. Our friend Harry from Exmouth. How you doing, buddy?
So yeah, so today I made something out of wood. I normally cook, and I've had a pallet down the end of my garden for about 10 years, and I'm thinking that's going to come in handy one day. So I got the electric saw out, and after about an hour I've made myself something that I'm really proud of, a nice little wood store. Look at that. See, I haven't got a man about the house, so I've got to do it myself. So yes, so a nice little wood store. So I didn't like seeing that bit of blue tarpaulin, so it would even do as an extra shelf if I need to. So yeah, so really pleased with that. So right, let's get cooking.
Shall we sweep with the ingredients of today?
Yep, so ingredients are cheese, because it's a cheese fondue. So this is 300 grams of mixed cheese. So I've got Quicks, 3 months old cloth wrap cheddar, some 12 months old, some normal supermarket cheddar, some of my own smoked cheese, and I think there's a bit of Quick smoked cheese in as well. So that's that.
So they're all bundled in together,
they're
not
all
separated.
mixed together and grated. Yes, and we've got some white wine, and also it's quite usual to put some kirsch into fondue, and lo and behold, I had some at the back of the drinks cabinet. So and it's unopened. Don't ask me how old it is. I think I bought it back from France years ago. So yep, so kirsch.
It doesn't have a date on it, so.
No, but it's unopened, and if it's alcohol, that's okay. Some wine, white wine, 150 mils of white wine. Now if you're making it for younger people, you can use apple juice. So yeah, and obviously the wine is the house wine of tonight, so have a little sip of that because it's Sunday evening. Okay, a little bit of corn flour, nutmeg, which will be freshly grated, black pepper, and I've just chopped up some vegetables. This is the healthy part of the fondue. Some celery, apples, carrot, spring onion and radish. The garlic I'm going to actually put into the pan in a minute, so I'll take that out. And some focaccia left over from the other day, which I'm going to toast. So yeah, it's also a good way of using up your leftover bread that's gone a bit stale and is a bit dry for a sandwich, but excellent toasted. So that's what's they're the ingredients. So I'm going to start off by putting my nice heavy pan on the grills, and what I'm going to do is just going to put a little bit of oil in there and drop the cloves in, rub them around the pan just a little bit. Use my tongs, not the spoon even. Just to give a little bit of garlic flavour, and I'm going to leave them in the mixture. So it'll be like the thrupney piece in your Christmas pudding. If you get a clove of garlic later, then you're in for a treat, because hopefully they'll go nice and soft. So just leave them in there for a minute.
I think we had to use some garlic for some initiations at uni.
Nice. I don't think I need to know all the details about that actually. So yeah, so literally it is just a matter of adding all the ingredients in. So we'll start off with the wine. And the cheese we're going to put in. Woo.
As long as half of it goes in the bowl, that's a win.
Didn't lose too much.
If anybody else has been cooking today, let us know. Say what you've got in the comments.
Probably all been tucking into your Sunday roasts, maybe. So that's one thing of cheese there.
I'm sure Country Wood Smoke do Sunday roast a bit differently.
Oh, all on the barbecue, of course. So that can slowly melt. Going to put in the a little bit of corn flour. It's just going to thicken it a little bit. And just slack it down with a little bit of water first. Oops. I need to cook that out with the cheese too. Okay, give that a stir.
Rosie, your sister, just popped in.
Oh, hi Rosie.
She said, had enough of Boris, joining you now.
Oh.
Hopefully we're a bit more entertaining and uplifting.
Yeah, barbecue slippers are on, everyone.
We're just waiting for a sponsor to give us the opportunity to make it into some merchandise.
Yeah, I need to get some barbecue material, I think. Right, also into there, some pepper. I'm going to try this quiche because the recipe did say wine and kirsch, so
What does it remind you of?
cherries.
Is it like a thick liqueur, or is it?
It smells quite nice actually. Oh, it's sort of almondy.
Oh, if anybody knows what kirsch exactly is, throw it in the comments.
Cherries, kirsch.
And Rosie says, quick recap please of what's in the pan.
In the pan so far is 150 ml of white wine, 300 grams of assorted grated cheese, some pepper, teaspoon of corn flour mixed with a little bit of water. I'm going to put in, obviously not the glass I've drunk out of, about a tablespoon of kirsch to give it a bit of a kick. As I say, if you're making it for children, you could use apple juice or even water, or for a different flavour you could even use cider, I think will work well, or beer. So give that a stir.
Anita says it's cherries, and your sister, it says cherry stones.
Ah, so the stones give it the almond flavour. Yes.
And it also says get it down you when you were having a sip. I was expecting
It's
you
like firewater.
I was expecting you to knock it back like a shot. And Alison really wants your slippers, she says.
Yeah, so it's 30% volume. And obviously that was the first sip of wine I've had today. Oh, that's the empty one. It's not very sweet. But, you know, I drink it. Maybe nice in a cocktail. Anyway, that's quite nice. So a little bit of grated nutmeg. It's best if you can have fresh nutmeg rather than ready ground in a jar. It's just so much better. So a bit of a grating of that. But yeah, you could add bacon into here. You could serve it like a smorgasbord and have some really nice charcuterie with all the accompaniments, with the carrots and radish and spring onion, etc. That would be nice, I think.
My brain is picturing this right now as a carbonara sauce.
Yeah, and of course if there's any left over, we're having pork chops later for dinner, and if there's any left over, I'm going to put it on the leek sauce and make cheesy leeks. So just want that to get a bit thicker. Hopefully the corn flour will see to that. That's a bit runny at the moment.
And is that with the wine starting to evaporate as well?
Hopefully it might reduce down a little bit.
Or are you more waiting for it to thicken as a result of the...
I want it to thicken the cheese.
Yeah.
I might add a little bit more corn flour, just... It's quite hot, I think. It's not bubbling, but you don't really want the cheese to actually boil because you risk it separating then. So I don't know how many, I know lots of you got fire pits, but they're great just to sit around and keep warm and have a drink of an evening, and while you've got the fire pit going, stick a pan on, or you could do a chocolate fondue even and get the kids involved and dip fruit in it. I'm just going to check I've got all the ingredients. Yeah, so another, I did look at a few recipes, and you can use lemon juice, cider vinegar, just add a bit of tartness into it, and to make it even more luxurious you could add in some creme fraiche or cream. But we've just got the the cheese and wine.
James Longley saying, yes, cheesy leeks.
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to dinner later.
And George Orange has popped in.
Hello George.
It says, looking good.
I just want that to get a bit thicker. It is thickening a little bit. I might just add a little bit more corn flour. So if you use different types of cheese, you'll get different consistency. But Camembert and Gruyere are good ones to use. I know you can do baked Camembert on the barbecue's really nice. I'm just going to take the spoon out so it doesn't burn. But let's give it a stir. It's definitely hot there. There's a smoke coming from the fire or from the... It's just starting to coat the back of my spoon. I think it's thick now. I could see the garlic cloves in there through the smoke. I'm just going to add a little bit more corn flour in, just because.
Hi George. Yeah, we did throw some kirsch in a second ago.
Yeah.
So we have got some kirsch in there.
I found it right at the back of my booze cabinet. Found lots of other things as well. Some ouzo, whiskey, all sorts. Port, Baileys. I don't know if any of you saw my my other new wooden addition in the week. Mr. S came home with a cable reel, so we've made that into a table for Junior for now. That'll save my back cooking. Just put a bit more corn flour in, just because it needs to be a bit thicker, and I want to cook it out.
James Longley says they do Camembert and Brie a lot.
Oh yes, yeah. What, baked whole, and then you, so it goes all squidgy, and then you can dip into the actual whole round of cheese.
Oh wow,
That sounds
that sounds
nice.
amazing. Jeanette Harvey's popped in. She says,
Oh hi Jeanette.
hi Sue, looks like it's blowing a hoolie there too.
It's
What a
quite
day.
windy.
She says her tomahawk turned out good.
Oh, I'm glad. Just let that cook. I can toast the bread whilst that's doing.
Is that just going straight on the grills?
Yeah.
And have you put most of the coal to one part of this rather than around the whole?
I did it over this side really, just to leave that bit cool in case I needed to move the pan over there in case it was too hot. But also we're going to cook dinner later, so I need a couple of pans on for that. I think there's a nice recipe in Marcus's book with pork chop and pear, so I'm sort of doing that sort of recipe for our dinner. So looking forward to that.
Jeanette says we must be either dedicated or crazy for being out in the wind.
At least it's not raining.
And James says yes with crusty bread, so it goes all gooey.
Yeah, nice. Oh, that's browning. Oh, yes, look at that.
Fastest toaster you'll see.
Yeah. Oh, this would also be nice in like a toasted sandwich type, or even on your burger. Put on your burger. It's getting a little bit thicker. Check that bread.
Ricky says, What about a meat fondue?
Well, yeah, you could add chopped bits of bacon, some nice charcuterie, or even serve that as an extra on your board. Yeah, definitely.
I had a cheese fondue at somewhere like Las Iguanas the other week. Lots of bread in there.
The other week?
Well, not the other week, before lockdown, that was. Yeah, time flies by so fast now. I've no idea what week it is.
What day? Well, I know it's Sunday. Just let that cook a little bit more. Take the bread off.
Rosie says, can we book the Stoneman guest house when all this lockdown malarkey's over?
Sure, I think lots of people are wanting to come and visit.
I have to do the Stoneman, the Susan barbecue experience. She set up, put them in the soon to come summer house.
Yeah, you can stay in the summer house.
An evening of wonderful barbecue food. Wake up to breakfast already made.
Who's going to cook all this then, Ashley? You can help me then.
I'll do the admin. Take care of the finances. Yeah, and the washing up. I can do that.
Okay.
Just let it soak for a while.
Anybody else cooking anything tonight? I do miss the traditional Sunday roast cooked on the barbecue, but so we're finishing off a piece of ham I cooked for VE Day. So I've got my little flag still up. So it was a bit of a freezer raid, and so right, I think that's going to be as thick as it is, so we can arrange it nicely on a board. Pop it over here. So we've got our toast and our vegetables.
So what are you looking for that lets you know it's thick enough?
Well, just so it coats you as you dip all your vegetables and your bread in. But you know what? That's going to do just nice. I'll take that off. You can serve it in the same pot, so that's good. So let's have a taste.
Cleanse the palate first, obviously.
So yes, you can break bits off. Obviously no double dipping, that's the cardinal sin.
That's so gooey. Anita's saying that it'll thicken up as it cools.
Ah, that's good then. I didn't want to add any more corn flour because that'll make it too starchy.
So there'll be a moment where this is the perfect consistency to dip into. And you've got to make sure you eat it all up before it hardens too fast.
The healthy bit, celery. Oh, cameraman's going to have a dip. Oh, he's going for apple.
I like it's starting to be stringy now on this one. Oh. That's not hair, it's stringy cheese. Oh.
It's actually quite nice with the celery. And if you've even grown your own radish, which I haven't, but then the leaves act as their own little dipping tool. So you can dip them in. I think you're right, Anita. Anita's starting to thicken up. I think.
At least you caught it. There's not much that'll save a celery from being tasty, but this is doing okay.
It's better with the bread, I think. So yeah. That's better.
So if you were going to give other cookers some advice about, you know, how long to let it cool for and stuff, what do you reckon you'd say?
Probably 5 minutes. And that's going to go nice on our cheesy leeks later when we have our pork chop. Right, so I'll wish you a happy evening. We'll go and check on what Boris has to say, and I think we're moving into week 8 this week. So have a good week, everyone. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye.